Yahoo! Hey, this is Tony Winchester on Tony's Talk Show. I'm here with a friend of mine, BrewCityBass. Hey, Brew City, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Tony. How about you?
Great, man. You know, where I'm at, I swear to God, it's so hot. I got the air conditioner going, because the guys upstairs, they're sleeping still, and if I don't have the air conditioner going, they wake up and it's like, 95 degrees in there. But down here it's freezing, so I'm sitting here with a long sleeve shirt on, and so I was just curious, what's the weather like, and where are you from?
Fluctuating. I'm from Wisconsin, but it fluctuates pretty drastically at times.
Huh?
It's been humid lately. It's been rainy lately. It's been hot. Today's on the chillier side. We're probably mid 60s.
All right,
So
cool. Yeah.
tends to go back and forth.
I've been watching you, and I really have a good time watching you. You're a good streamer. More importantly, though, you got a real nice personality. You're a nice person, and that's why I wanted to have you on our show, because you're a nice guy.
Well, thank you.
And because I'm praying that you become a big star someday. You know what I mean? And so that's one of the reasons that we do these damn talk shows, is because we just want to try and promote people to reach their dreams. Um, uh, what really kind of got you into gaming in the first place?
Um, Really got me into gaming was back in about 2006.
Huh?
My uncle moved up from Houston for a little bit, for a couple weeks with us, because Hurricane Katrina was coming through the Gulf there, and he brought a PlayStation 2 with him, and I started playing it. After the hurricane passed, he had left and went back home without me realizing. I went into the bedroom, and PlayStation was sitting on my bed, and he left it with a few games, 4 or 5 games, 6 games, something like that.
Damn.
So that really put it on the spot and got me going. Started playing them more. Started going out and getting games from EB Games back then, and seeing what I liked, seeing what was different, what was new, what was old. I think that really put me on the spot to actually start gaming more and more.
Huh. What game are you the best at?
I would have to say probably Black Ops 2.
Wow.
That's
Now I
been
don't.
one of my games for a while.
That's a first-person shooter, right?
It is, yes.
Okay. So
Yeah, I became pretty good at when I first started out. I wasn't too good, but party games in there, they have a few little games that I'm really good at. One in the Chamber, Sticks and Stones. There's almost every game I play, I can probably win at.
uh-huh.
I'll be
Cool.
on the top of the leaderboard anytime, but I haven't played it in a while, so I might be a little rusty.
Yeah. Well, what kind of games do you like to play? I mean, like me, I'm a MMORPG kind of guy, or whatever it's called. Okay. So
I
I'm
like
not.
MMOs.
I'm not into the role playing though. Okay. I want to make sure we're clear on that.
Okay, I I'm into MMOs. I have been a big role player for years, so that does come into play with mine. I have role played on quite a few games, going from survival MMO games to just generic MMOs. I've role played on RuneScape a couple times, where we've portrayed ourselves of actually being in the time zone or the timeline of how RuneScape is,
Yeah.
and we're kind of just like, when we start off in Lumbridge, we've role played it out as we just came across this new land, and we're trying to learn new things. We're trying to figure out how we're going to survive, and we had to start off as members, because being a member kind of puts you in that perspective, being able to do a lot of things.
Uh-huh. So what got you into streaming?
Got me into streaming was back in the day before Twitch. Justin TV was a thing, just watching people and having that initiative to say, hey, I want to do that one day. That's something that I would like to do, and that kind of pushed me forward. Couple years went by, or seemed like a couple years, probably wasn't that long, but some time went by, and I had gotten some money from my dad's Social Security from a back pay, and I ended up buying a gaming PC and everything, and that kind of put me on the spot to get up and get started. I had an old Twitch channel back in the day. It was the name is something to do with the bunny. It was years back, but it didn't never got off the ground because I didn't really know what I was doing. It was very generic, and the content was horrible. I had no idea what I was doing, so that kind of stopped. I stopped streaming for a little bit, kind of started watching around, learning new things. I was a radio DJ for an MMORPG game called Habbo Hotel back in the day.
Wow.
So we used to do just competitions on there. It wasn't no chat or anything, so you're just working from there. Kind of brought out the social side, being able to talk publicly and in real time, so people are listening to you right then. There's no time to record it and play it back later. You're doing it then and now. So you really got to be on the ball. So that really opened up my socialness for it.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just kind of branched out, finally got back into streaming. Actually, really started my channel about 1.5 years, almost 2 years ago, I would say.
Well, you got a great voice. So believe me, you got the voice for radio. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. So
it took a lot of tinkering to get there.
Oh yeah, so you
my mic
on
was
it, huh?
never. My mic at the beginning was never that good. Took a while to find a mic that I liked, one that sounded good. Getting mixer settings correct, getting the right balance, the right little bass into it. That way it comes off nice and crisp.
Yeah.
So that was a really big aspect of getting it there, because one thing I learned about streamers is if you have bad quality, a lot of people don't want to sit there and listen.
Yeah.
But if the quality is nice and clean and they can understand you and it's not sputtering or lagging or anything like that, then it kind of opens yourself up to maybe a bigger audience of people actually wanting to sit there and listen.
Well, that leads me right into my next question. Okay. You got any tips for newcomers to streaming?
Be yourself. Don't try to be someone you're not. If you try to be someone you're not, a lot of people generally don't see that as a genuine personality, and you're basically faking it to make it. A lot of people I've noticed that have came into my streams, or I've seen in other streams, they like to watch people who are very genuine, sincere in what they do and how they present themselves to their viewers.
Yeah.
If you're being yourself, then it's more natural.
Right.
You're not trying to script yourself into an environment that doesn't really make sense.
Well, like I said earlier, I've watched your show several times, and I really like your show. I do, no kidding. And I'm not just saying that, I truly do. One of the things I like about you is that you make me feel like I'm sitting right there talking to you, even though I'm just watching and typing, you know what I mean?
I appreciate that. That's kind of how I want it to be. I want people to be able to sit back and say, hey, I feel like it's real. Like we're right here in front of the person and we're talking to him and he's responding. You're having a good time.
I mean, to me, that's one of the things that separate you from the other streamers. No kidding. So, if a guy is wanting to go and watch some technical aspect of it, okay, when I watch you play an old school, I think that it's really cool how you respond to everything people say, and it's really cool how you, you go back and forth with the people in your chat. I really like that a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's kind of how it has to be.
Well, I watch Bodie, you know what I mean? And Bodie, he'll go 10 minutes without even reading one thing in chat,
Oh, wow.
So, but of course he's got 5,000 people too, so,
Right. I think it also depends on exactly what you're doing in that time frame too, because I would say if I'm in the middle of a quest and I'm in the middle of a boss battle or something, there may be times that I don't have the time to look over and read it right away. But as soon as I'm done, I'll go back through the chat and I'll start where I left off. And even if 5-10 minutes have passed, I'll look at it and start responding to everything that people have said. Because I just feel it's easier that way too. Because I'm personally not going to stop my battle just to read it.
Yeah.
It's something I'm trying to get done, but I'm not going to ignore it either.
I watched my nephew on, and it seems like half the girls that come on our channel are chasing him. Are you single, and do you have a bunch of women hitting on you all the time?
I don't actually, and I'm single, but I do have a interest in someone.
I see. Okay.
She's another streamer too.
All right, cool.
But
well, give her a shout out. Give her a shout out. What's her stream name?
It would be Faye.
All right, cool.
Miss Faye.
That's fantastic.
Have an interest in her. Been told that the interest is the same.
Right on.
But Yeah,
What
that's kind of
color?
what it is.
Hey, what color are her eyes?
Honestly, I haven't actually
I'm putting him on
seen.
the spot. I'm terrible.
Yeah, Tony's really put me on there. I actually being able to like watch on stream, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes through a camera
Yeah.
unless they put their face right up in the camera.
Hey, I've watched her 100 times. I don't know the answer either. Okay, so
So I would have to ask her.
yeah.
I would honestly have to go in and ask her what color her eyes are.
When I was in high school, our colors were gold and blue, and I just love gold and blue. What's your favorite color?
Purple.
All right.
It's very neutral. It's not
Yeah.
too dark and sinister, but it's not too bright and flamboyant. So
Yeah.
purple's really been a neutral color for me. It's very mellow and peaceful.
Well, hey, I hope the Purple Army hears that and loves you for it. So, do you know who the Purple Army is?
No.
It's all the old school players. They all say they're in the Purple Army. They're in the Purple Army. And they're Ice Poseidon fans. And everything they got is purple. So
Okay.
and if somebody likes purple, these people just love them. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we will stick the Purple Army on you.
I'm all for it.
The Purple Army likes me. Because of my some of my memes. About Ice Poseidon. So
I've seen a couple of them. I believe I saw a post a little while back about having some shots with Ice Poseidon.
yeah, yeah. So, what do you like to do when you're not on the computer? Just no computer. What do you like to do?
No computer? I like to go out and play Pokemon Go. So even if I'm not gaming on my PC or anything, I still pick up my phone and I like to play Pokemon Go. I've been into it since it started.
I watched a couple of guys stream Pokemon Go, and they sit there with their thing, you know what I mean? And they go click, 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 and they go okay, 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 and they go click, and they go, oh, great shot, I got him, great shot, I got him, And I think to myself, I mean, come on here, let's be real, okay?
Right.
It's not a no hope, no scope headshot 400 yards away, right?
Yeah.
So
That's not me.
yeah. So now in Pokemon Go, what, you got to live close to a gym, or you got to go to a gym every so often, or?
Yeah, we have, since I live right off of Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan's probably about a mile and a half down the road.
Wow.
Our harbor that comes off of the lake there, usually a lot of the time the Pokemon Go developers tend to put a lot of stops and gyms right along harbors and lakefronts because they're big tourist areas.
Yeah.
So I go down there about every day for an hour or two, and I'll walk around and I'll catch different Pokemon. I'll catch ones that I already have because they build up after a while and you can use them to evolve to different Pokemon.
Yeah.
I hit the gyms a couple times. There's a certain gym I like to hit that's at a tourist attraction off the interstate. We've kind of had a back and forth battle between me and another guy. I'll go in one day, he'll have the gym taken over, so I'll sit down there for about an hour battling his Pokemon.
Huh.
And his whole clan's Pokemon, and I'll take over the gym. The next day I'll come back and he's taking it back over. So it's back and forth. It's been like that for about 2 weeks now.
Wow.
But it's a fun environment. It's a fun thing to do. It's not a bad thing. It's just, you kind of have the interaction when you're not actually interacting with the person. I don't know who he is. I just know him by his in-game name. I see that he has the gym, so
yeah,
it's kind of like a little rivalry of a stranger.
That's fun,
Yeah.
As long as they don't get too nasty, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah. I mean, you can't talk to them, so all you see is a name, and you're constantly just going back and forth, taking over the gyms from each other.
Now, if
So I
tonight,
look at it as a fun little rivalry.
if tonight you got to eat any meal that you wanted, what would you pick?
Any meal that I wanted,
Yeah.
I would have to say my mom's tuna casserole,
Right on.
because it's the best meal that I've probably ever had in my life.
Wow.
And she makes a really good tuna casserole with mushroom soup, tuna, egg noodles,
Yeah.
tops it off with cheddar and American cheese, and bakes it. It comes out really good. Put a little soy sauce on it after it's done, and it tastes amazing.
Now, if you had to watch a TV show, what would be your favorite TV show?
The TV show ER.
Right on.
Because I grew up on ER, and even to this day, I can sit here and they've got about 20 different seasons. Um, so actually, what was it? A week and a half, almost 2 weeks ago, I started watching it on Hulu again. Because I've seen it growing up, and, back then you don't really have anything, if anything, to watch it like that. You'd have to go out and buy, like, the VHS tapes of every season.
Yeah.
And you'd have probably about 100 and something VHS tapes, because you can only fit so much on them.
You know
But
what?
now...
When I was growing up, I was a sports fanatic. But since I started gaming, and I started playing games hardcore, Pokemon, or not Pokemon, but Pogo.com. Okay, that's where I started. Pogo.com.
Pogo. Played Pogo.
And I probably played every game that they ever had at Pogo. Pogo.com.
I was a big Pogo Bowl fan. The bowling game on Pogo, I was a big Pogo Bowl fan.
Yeah, they had pool, they had bowling, they had tennis, they had badminton, they had, castle war games and this and that. And it was pretty cool, Now, in old school, what's your favorite part of playing old school RuneScape?
The quests. The quests are I find them very fun. Especially the longer ones. Like the one I'm doing now, I'm doing Monkey Madness. Something that's going to take you a little while to complete. You got to have certain tasks to do. I do kind of like the PVM part of it, where you're kind of going through these dungeons and you're going through these tunnels and these hangars and everything, and you've got monsters attacking you left and right.
Yeah.
I generally enjoy that aspect of the game because it's different.
Yeah.
It's not just you're running around just trying to kill other players. If you die, then you kind of have to start back over from the beginning where you're at.
Right.
Kind of got to go back and do it again and find a different strategy. And each quest has different strategies to do. Some of them actually require you to actually go make stuff before you can even start the quest to get the supplies you need.
Yeah.
That's a big thing I like about it. Sometimes, depending on the quest, I'll use a quest guide if they're short quests, and I'll just see what I need.
Yeah.
And I'll tend to just go buy it from the GE and then run and do the quest real quick. And usually those quests are the ones I'm just trying to get like experience points for to get certain skills up.
Yeah.
Like I did that with, I believe I did Tree Gnome like that in the Grand Tree. I just kind of bought what I needed and then did them because I needed the woodcutting XP to get to the Monkey Madness.
I leveled 99 in woodcutting. That was my first 99 ever. And I liked woodcutting so much, I started a second character. And I got 99 woodcutting on the second character too, before I got any other 99s. Okay, so I really did like woodcutting, So.
Oh yeah.
If you had to quit RuneScape right now and start another game, what game do you think it might be?
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Because right now I generally play 3 games. There's 3 solid games that I play. I play old school RuneScape, I play Grand Theft Auto 5, I do role playing on there. And then I play The Forest, but if I had to quit one right now, I would say I would just probably go back to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
And that would be my main one. The reason why is I don't just play it for the role playing aspect. I also do development for the server that I play on. So when I'm not playing old school RuneScape, I'm generally doing all that. I'm programming scripts and making vehicle models, as you've probably seen in one of my past streams, where I was making a police car for our server.
Yep.
So that would probably be what I'd go ahead and do.
All right on. Now, I like to do this. I want to get you to shout out a few of the people who watch your stream and support you big time,
Okay.
Just 2 or 3,
2 of the people that support me and watch me big time. My buddy David, he's actually a really big supporter of my stream. Chicago Boy 93. He supports me quite a bit. Faye's a big supporter. She comes through almost every time I'm streaming if she's not live.
Right on.
She supports me. It's hard to say because I have some pretty big people. Can I do 4 people?
Yeah, absolutely. It could be 10, but you know what I'm saying, right? I just sometimes it's nice to say thank you to people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the big thanks to them. Ox Gaming, he comes through quite a bit. He has actually been a big supporter, not just in the stream, but also financially as well. Like, 'cause he's a big bit supporter of mine.
Yeah, cool.
Him and Brett TM, they tend to spit out a lot of bits without me even saying anything. So it, as much as they don't realize it, they've actually been helping support financially.
Right on, cool. You know, I love bits. I do. Forget the money part of it. I just think it's so cool watching them fall down and hitting the cup, and then people drop 100 bit in, and it blasts them all out. You know what I mean? And I mean, you know, and
I tend to do that quite often.
yeah, it's, there's just a ton of really nice people that come in and they drop bits, and you know, it's a fun thing that's not real expensive. You know what I mean? And let's face it, they're a penny a piece. So you know, so a guy drops 10 bits on you. But like to me, it gives me a thrill, and it's only a dime, you know. So
right, it was back in say June. I actually spent about $300 on 25,000 bits.
Wow.
And
damn.
Yeah, the reason I do it though is I look at it as giving back to the Twitch community. What I tend to do is I'll go through the browse section and I'll find different games. And just recently, right now I think I'm down to about 2,000 bits. I was at like 13,000. But recently I've went through a lot of old school RuneScape players, and I'll see who has affiliate.
Yeah.
Because you have to have affiliate to be able to
get bits.
Send bits.
Yeah.
So what I was doing was I was just going to random streamers, and just if they had a tip jar on their page, I was just filling up their jar. That was the whole process. I would just go in and I was sending like 1 bit at a time until the jar was filled, and then I'd hop out and go find someone else. And the way I look at it is it's supporting them. I would give them a follow. I've noticed a lot of big streamers, they tend to not follow just random people. They tend to only follow people they know. I don't like to put myself out there like that. I don't care even if I was to become, say, a bigger streamer and I'm one of these people that's got 100 viewers or even 3,000 viewers, as you see some people have. But if you look at their followers, they're only following maybe 20, 30 people. I want it to be known the fact that I'm very open to anyone. I'll come through and I will talk to anyone. I will follow anyone. So I look at it as just giving back to the community. Here, I'll give you the follow, I'll give you the bits, and I'll continue the support.
Yeah.
Because especially small-time streamers, you need that support to even be able to grow.
You know, I've always thought you were a nice guy. I'm really glad that, we've gotten to just kind of sit down and talk for a half hour, you know what I mean? And I'm really glad that I got to find out a whole lot of new stuff about you. Now I like your show even more, you know, and I hope that the RuneScape community and the internet as a whole gets behind you and really helps your show grow and keeps you in this for a long, long, long time, you know.
Oh, absolutely. That's the plan.
I wish you all the luck in the world. I want to thank you for coming and being on Tony's talk show today, man. I'm telling you, it's.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You know, and if there's ever anything that we can do for you, make sure you let us know. I'm hoping that I can talk you into coming back and being on the show. You know, and because I want to see you play that guitar and sing a song for us. You know, and
absolutely,
it's something I just recently found out about you, and that you're a talented guy. And I knew you were a talented guy, but I didn't know you knew how to play the guitar. You know, so
I try.
How long have you been playing?
I started playing guitar when I was probably about 15.
All right.
My cousin had a guitar, and her boyfriend used to play it all the time. And I would watch him. He kind of taught me a few basic chords. I never took any classes. Then I started looking up different chords on the internet and finding songs that I liked.
Yeah.
And just kind of went from there and started learning them. So I'm not a pro or anything. I'm not the greatest, but I get it done to where it helps me relax, and it sounds decent.
Good. If you were going to if you had to take on a job, any job other than streaming, what job would you like to do?
It's actually a job I've done before. I used to work for a pool and spa company. And I ran customer service desk at the store. I really like helping people, and the aspect of that job alone I really liked. So if that was something that I had to do besides streaming, I would definitely do it again. Just the aspect of the company itself, it didn't matter what the company was or if it was a specific like brand company or just anything to do with that specific type of business.
Yeah.
I would just love to do it again. I love pools. I love spas. I'm very knowledgeable about them. Dealing with the customers is something I like to do. I like to try to help people the best I can and make them happy, and it's just something I like doing.
Right on. Now, BrewCityBass say we're running out of time here. I wish we had another hour just to sit and visit and talk to you about your stream and talk to you about RuneScape, but we don't. Thank you so much for coming and putting up with my BS today and for being a great guest on our show, okay?
Thank you, Tony.
And like I said, the first chance you get, come back and visit with me again, okay?
Absolutely, will do.
Right. And now, before we log out here, we're going to do a time-honored tradition, and we're going to do a Yahoo together, okay? All right.
Can do.
Thank you. 3,
Thank
2, 1. Yahoo! Hell yeah! Hey, thanks a lot, man. Have a great night, and we love you, and have a great stream today, okay? BrewCityBass, Yahoo! Everybody,
you,
go
Tony.
check him out, man. He is cool as hell. Have a great night, man.